My name is Lucas. I am 23 years old. I moved to New York City from Brazil 4 months ago. I came here to chase a dream. I wanted to learn English, but learning new words was hard. This is my story about how I learned to love words. When I arrived in New York, the city was huge. The streets were loud. People spoke fast. I had English everywhere, but I didn't understand much. In Brazil, I lived in a small town. I spoke Portuguese with my family and friends. English was just a school subject. I knew some words like hello and thank you, but speaking, that was scary. I was afraid to make mistakes. My first day in New York was overwhelming. I lived in a tiny apartment in Queens. The subway confused me. Signs were in English. People gave directions in English. I felt lost. I wanted to talk, but I didn't know enough words. I thought, how do I learn new words? That question stayed in my mind. One morning, I went to a coffee shop. I wanted to order a coffee. The barista smiled and said, "What can I get for you?" I froze. I didn't know how to answer. I pointed at the menu and said, "Coffee." My voice was quiet. The barista nodded. "Black coffee?" she asked. I didn't know what black coffee meant. I smiled and said, "Yes." She gave me the coffee. I sat down, embarrassed. I needed more words. That day, I decided to find an English school. I searched online. I found a school in Brooklyn. It was for beginners. I signed up for a class. My first class was on a Monday. I was nervous, but excited. I walked into the classroom. There were students from many countries: Thailand, Peru, Russia, Nigeria, and more. I felt less alone. Our teacher was Ms. Rivera. She was kind and full of energy. She said, "Welcome, everyone. English is fun. You'll learn words by using them." I liked her. She didn't make me feel scared. In the first class, we introduced ourselves. I said, "My name is Lucas. I'm from Brazil. I want to learn words." My voice was shaky. Ms. Rivera smiled. "Great start, Lucas," she said. Everyone clapped. I felt proud. Ms. Rivera had a special way of teaching. She said, "Words are like friends. Meet them, use them. They'll stay with you." She told us to learn words by doing things we love. "Do you like music?" she asked. "Listen to songs. Do you like stories? Read books. Do you like talking? Talk to people." I loved stories. I decided to start there. One day, a student named Priya from India asked, "How do I learn new words fast?" Ms. Rivera smiled. "Read," she said. "Reading is the best way. Read something you enjoy. A book, a comic, or even a menu. Read 20 minutes every day." She explained that reading shows words in sentences. When you see a word, check its meaning. Then read the sentence again. You'll remember it. I liked that idea. Books were easier than speaking. That evening, I went to a library near my apartment. It was small and quiet. I borrowed a book called The Little Park. It was short and simple. At home, I read the first page. I saw a word I didn't know. Breeze. I looked it up on my phone. It meant a soft wind. I read the sentence again. The breeze was cool. I understood it. I felt happy. I started reading every night. It became my habit. In class, Ms. Rivera taught us another trick. Write new words, she said. Not just the word, write a sentence with it. She gave an example. If you learn happy, write, I am happy today. It helps your brain. I tried it. After reading, I wrote in a notebook, the breeze makes me smile. I walk in the park. Each sentence made the word mine. One day, I met a man on the subway. He was reading a newspaper. I wanted to practice. I said, Hello, I'm Lucas. I'm learning English. He looked at me. Hi, Lucas. I'm Sam, he said. He spoke slowly. I told him I was from Brazil. He said, Your English is good. Keep going. We talked for 5 minutes. I used words I learned from my book. When I said goodbye, I felt strong. Talking helped me remember words. Ms. Rivera also taught us about context. She said, words need friends. Learn them with other words. For example, instead of learning run, learn run fast or run in the park. It made sense. I started noticing words in groups. In my book, I saw bright sun. I wrote it down. I used it. The bright sun shines today. It was fun. After 2 weeks, I got a job at a small store. I sold books and notebooks. My boss was Mr. Kim. He was from Korea. He spoke English clearly. He said, Lucas, you'll learn words here. My job was to help customers. Sometimes they spoke fast. I didn't understand everything, but I listened. I asked, Can you say that again? Most people were kind. One woman said, You're doing great. I smiled. I learned words like price, sale, and discount at work. One day, a customer named Anna came to the store. She was looking for a cookbook. I helped her find one. We talked. She said, I love cooking. I said, I love stories. She laughed. Stories are like food for the mind, she said. I didn't know the word mind. I asked, What's mind? She explained, It's your brain, your thoughts. I wrote it in my notebook. Stories are food for my mind. I liked that. Anna came to the store every week. She taught me new words. One day, she said, Try flashcards. She showed me an app on her phone. It had words and pictures. I downloaded it. Every night, I used the app. I saw a picture of a river. I learned the word. I made a sentence. The river is blue. Flashcards were fun. They helped me learn fast. In class, Miss Rivera taught us about shadowing. She said, "Listen to English, repeat it, copy the voice." She played a video. A man spoke slowly. We repeated his words. I felt silly at first, but then I liked it. My pronunciation got better. At home, I found a podcast. It was about New York. I listened and repeated. I learned words like bridge, skyline, and crowd. Shadowing was like a game. One day, I joined a book club at the library. It was for beginners. We read short stories together. Everyone was from different countries. We helped each other. I read a story called The Lost Dog. I learned words like search, found, and happy. We talked about the story. I said, the dog was lost, but they found it. Everyone nodded. I felt proud. The book club was my favorite place. At the store, Mr. Kim gave me a new job. He said, "Answer the phone." I was scared. Phone calls were hard. I couldn't see the person, but I said, "I'll try." The phone rang. I took a deep breath. "Hello, Kim's Books. This is Lucas," I said. A man spoke. "Do you have history books?" he asked. I focused. "Yes, we have history books," I said. He said, "Great. I'll come tomorrow." I wrote it down. When I hung up, Mr. Kim said, "Good job, Lucas." My heart was happy. One evening, I went to a park. I saw a group of people playing music. I wanted to join. I said, "Hi, can I listen?" They smiled. "Sure," a girl said. Her name was Mia. She played the guitar. I told her I was learning English. She said, "Sing with us. Songs teach words." They sang a song called City Lights. I didn't know all the words, but I tried. I learned shime, night, and dream. Singing was fun. I felt free. Ms. Rivera gave us a big task. "Give a short speech," she said. "Talk about how you learn words. 2 minutes." I was nervous, but I wanted to try. At home, I wrote my speech. I learn words by reading. I read books and comics. I write sentences. I talk to people. I listen to songs. Words are my friends. I practiced every day. I said it in front of the mirror. I used shadowing to sound clear. The day of the speech came. I stood in front of the class. My hands were cold, but I spoke. "I love words," I said. In Brazil, I didn't know English. Now I read. I talk. I sing. Words help me live in New York. When I finished, everyone clapped. Ms. Rivera said, "Lucas, that was wonderful." I felt like I won a prize. One day, I got lost in New York. I was looking for a music store. My phone had no signal. I felt scared. But I saw a man with a map.
"Excuse me," I said. "I'm lost. Can you help?" He smiled. "Where are you going?" he asked. I said, "The music store on 5th Street." He showed me the way. "You're brave," he said. I thanked him. I found the store. I bought a small guitar. I was so happy. 3 months later, I went to a cafe with Mia. We talked in English. I used words I learned: dream, hope, future. Mia said, "Lucas, your English is amazing." I laughed. "It's not perfect," I said, "but I love words." She smiled. "That's why you're learning so fast," she said. Every day I learned new words. I read for 20 minutes. I used flashcards. I did shadowing. I wrote sentences. I thought aloud in English. "I'm going to the park," I said. "I'm learning words." It helped my brain think in English. Sometimes I dreamed in English. That was exciting.
One night, I stood on a street in Queens. The city was bright. I thought about my first day. I was so scared. Now I was different. Words gave me power. They helped me talk, sing, and dream. Learning words wasn't just about English. It was about courage. It was about finding my place in a big city. If you're learning English, or if you want to learn something new, here's my advice. Start small. Read a little, talk a little, write a little. Every word is a step. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to try. You're stronger than you think. What did you think of Lucas's story? Did it inspire you? How do you learn new words? Share your ideas in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. If you liked this story, share it with a friend. Subscribe and click the bell for more stories. Thank you for reading. Keep learning one word at a time.